friends, welcome to Global Online. Today we are discussing NTA UGC NET 2023 Paper 1. In this new class, we discuss about anthropogenic activities related to people development and environment. So welcome to the session, and this we deal with MCQs. So let's start with the first question. The first question related to the population consists of the options given are organisms in a species that are capable of reproducing among themselves and the different species that can interbreed, and the third option collective members of a species living and interacting across the biosphere, and the last option across organisms that may not belong to any species. So here the population consists of collective members of a species living and interacting across the biosphere. So here the biosphere is the important term related to the environment and the globe. So the collective members here denotes the people and living and interacting across the biosphere. So the first option, organisms in a species are also regarding to people, but that are capable of reproducing also. But the collective, human is a social being. So the collective members of a species called the population. Okay, so the next question. The urbanization process accounts for the wind in the urban centers during nights to remain faster, slower or the same or the cooler than that in rural areas. So here the urbanization denotes the rural areas to become urban or to become a city. So the urbanization makes more problems to the environment and also the movement of wind in that area. So during night it causes faster than that in rural areas. And why? Why it's happening? Because the dimension and spacing of the building within the city influence the wind flow and the urban materials' ability to absorb and release solar energy also relate to the movement of wind. So it becomes faster than that in rural areas. The buildings and the spacing of the building will part a major role in the movement of wind during the night. Clear? And the next question. Before we moving to next question, please look at what Global Online offering for you. We provide notes and MCQs that relate to these subjects: management, economics, computer science, commerce, history, etc. So these are the courses, and also we provide the notes and MCQs relate to this. So that's we 1600, and after 20% off you can get 1218. So you can get from our app in the comment box. Also get paper 1 and paper 2 complete course free. You can get the demo classes from our apps also. So any queries or doubts regarding to this, please contact with the given WhatsApp number. Clear? And the next question relate to the most dynamic layer of the atmosphere in terms of climate and weather condition. So the climate and weather condition that make dynamic in which of the layer of the atmosphere. So these are the important layers or the spheres of atmosphere, and the sphere that which make dynamic layer with the effect of climate and weather is the troposphere. The troposphere is the initial or the first phase of atmosphere, and the ionosphere, stratosphere, mesosphere also the important other layers of the atmosphere. After troposphere there comes stratosphere, and here the ozone will situated, and the next is troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and then thermosphere, and the ionosphere, last exosphere. So these are the layers that relate to the atmosphere. Clear? And the next one, the main difference between primary and secondary air pollutants. So here the primary and secondary air pollutants we want to know what are the difference between among them, the major difference among them. So here the options given are the primary contain water molecules but the secondary does not contain water. And the second option, the primary pollutants have more direct effect on human health. And the third option, primary pollutants directly released into the atmosphere but the secondary with some chemical reaction. And the fourth option, the primary pollutants formed through photochemical reaction but the secondary does not produce any or formed through any photochemical reaction. And the right answer for this is the primary pollutants will release directly to the atmosphere but the secondary pollutants will make the chemical reaction in the atmosphere, will form due to the chemical reaction in the atmosphere. And the example for the primary pollutant is CO2, that is carbon dioxide, and the nitrogen, also nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, particulates, and VOX. What is VOX? That is volatile organic compounds, and also heavy metals. So these are the primary pollutants that will release directly into the atmosphere. But in case of secondary, or that is formed due to the chemical reaction in the atmosphere, and the example for this, photochemical smog, ozone near the ground, and evaporation of chemicals. So the primary pollutants with the effect of sunlight or any other thing, it will react into a chemical one and form a secondary pollutant. Clear? The next one, the state Tamilnadu, the coastal belt has drinking water problem due to which of the following? So here there are given some of the factors that will cause the drinking water problem in Tamil Nadu. So here the answer for this is seepage of seawater. So in Tamil Nadu, the coastal belt face seepage of seawater and they also face the drinking water problem due to this situation. Clear? And the next one, the maximum emission of pollutant from fuel sources in India is caused by. So here the fuel sources will be noted and the maximum emission of pollutant due to the fuel in India is caused by. And coal, firewood, refuse burning, vegetable waste product, these all are related to the fuel sources, but the particular one, that is the refuse burning, is the one that will make maximum emission of pollutants from fuel sources in India. Okay, so what is the refuse burning? The refuse burning full form is refuse derived fuel, RDF. So the refuse derived fuel is the fuel is produced from combustible components, and that the for example a municipal waste, that is a municipal solid waste, MSW. You can check out the what is MSW, also the see the municipal solid waste. And after the waste dried or shred, it will used to make electricity by burning the RDF or the refuse derived fuel. Clear? So in India, the refuse burning will cause maximum emission of pollutant from fuel sources. And the next one, the assertion reasoning one about aerosols. Here the assertion given, aerosols have potential for modifying climate. And the reason given, aerosols interact with both the short waves and the radiation. We know about the aerosol. It is the tiny particles in the atmosphere, like the droplets in the air, such as dust or mist, fumes, etc. In a spray bottle, you can look at that. What is coming? There is a aerosol there. Okay, so because of the reason, the modification of climate caused due to the aerosol, and the reason is given that it can interact with the short waves and also the radiation. So both the statements are correct, and also a assertion is the reason will correctly explain the assertion. So the option A is the correct answer. And there are major important aerosol, two important major aerosol. One is the aerosol with the dispersed phase is liquid and the dispersing medium is gas. The dispersed phase means it can seen as a liquid, but after the gas emission, it look like a gas. For example, the spray. Spray is an example of the first phase of aerosol, and in the second case, the dispersed phase is solid, but the dispersing medium is gas. And the example is smoke or the automobile exhaust. Clear? And the next one relate to the metro city of Kolkata and what is the major cause of air pollution in Kolkata. And here given 4 options: hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide, water vapors, and none of the above. So the 3 above, the hydrocarbon, carbon monoxide, water vapors, all make the pollution in the city. But the particular one, that is the hydrocarbon, will make the major cause of pollution in metro city of Kolkata. And what is the hydrocarbon mean? The hydrocarbon is the organic chemical compound that is composed exclusively by hydrogen and carbon. So it is the compound of hydrogen and carbon. And for example, the crude oil, natural gas, coal and other important energy sources like petrol and all other such energy sources will emit the hydrocarbon. Clear? Or that will cause the formation of hydrocarbon. And the next one, the excessive exposure to pesticides, and that will make damages to which of the system in our body. And here given the important system: endocrine, immune, respiratory, muscular, nervous. We know the pesticides are very much dangerous and it will cause many problems to our body. And for the excessive exposure, here the exposure means the improper use of pesticides. The pesticides will use according to the norms or according to the proper way of using such using rules. So the excessive exposure will make the causage of problems of muscular system. Clear? So the muscular system will damage due to the excessive exposure to pesticides. You can remember the excessive exposure to pesticides will make muscular system. Otherwise, the pesticides will make all related problems to the body, but the exposure will make muscular system to damage. And then the next one, which of the statement is true regard to noise and noise pollution? So here there are 3 important statements given. First one, the decibel is the linear scale of noise measurement. That's right, because the decibel is the linear scale of noise measurement. And second one, a jet plane is one of the highest decibel source of noise. So is correct, but the highest decibel source of noise is rewriting machine, not the jet plane. The highest decibel source of noise is rewriting machine. So this statement is wrong. And the next one regarding to the decibel, the 40 decibel to 80 decibel change is exactly double in loudness. Here the decibel, 1 decibel or the change to 40 to 80, here there are 40 plus decibel. Clear? So the decibel for the 1 decibel equal to 10 times. So there are caused 40 units or 40 times 40 decibel change in the exact loudness. So it will make the 10 power. Here the power is 10 and there are 40 plus changes. So they will make 10 into 4. That is 40. Clear? So the 4 is the one that will make changes, or that is the power of the 10. So decibel will represent the power, the power of the loud, measured the loudness of the sound. So 10 raised to 4 is the loudness of the sound when that will make a change from 40 decibel to 80 decibel. But here it will shows a double in loudness. So that is wrong. And the correct answer for this question is option A. Decibel is the linear scale of noise measurement. And the next question, which of the following non-biodegradable waste has the potential of polluting earth to dangerous level of toxicity? So here, without making proper handlement of this biodegradable, non-biodegradable waste that will pollute the earth. So which one of the following is the correct non-degradable waste that will make maximum or dangerous level of toxicity without using it correctly? And the DDT. Here's the insecticide that relate to the agriculture. So the DDT that's used initially as a agriculture insecticide, and after its dangerous usage in 1972, the UN banned the usage of DDT as the insecticide. So it cannot used as a insecticide in current period, but it's used as a mosquito killing one for that spread malaria. The mosquito that spread malaria. And the CFC is the chlorofluorocarbon, and it is emitted by various air coolers and spray like equipments. And the radioactive substances. This is the another one like the photochemical reactions and the other substances related to the radioactive thing. And the PAN. This also related to a non-biodegradable waste. So which of the following is not dangerous level of toxicity when it is not handled properly? That is the CFC, the one that cause ozone depletion. The chlorofluorocarbon is the dangerous level of toxicity. Clear? And the next one related to the pollution that caused by pesticides. Which one of the following will contain maximum amount of pesticide as a result of bio-magnification? So here the bio-magnification is the one that relate to the accumulation of chemical by an organism from water and food. So whenever the lake polluted with the pesticide, it will cause bio-magnification to the organism. They live in the water. So which one of the the organism that will cause due to the bio-magnification at a maximum amount? So that is the big fish, because the big fish is the one who will contain or who will take most of the food and water. Okay, so you can remember like that. So it will make more easy. So the pesticide pollution that will cause maximum amount of problem or maximum amount of pesticides contained in a organism with the effect of bio-magnification is the big fish. And the next one related to the process. So this is the one that relate to the food chain and the harmful chemical that enters into the food chain and make problem. So that the food chain will affect due to the process, the harmful chemical. And what is the process that will cause due to the harmful substance? That is the bio-magnification. Just in earlier question we deal with that. So make careful study. The harmful chemical enters the food chain and gets concentrated at each level of food chain. So the bio-magnification is the process that relate to the food chain problem. Okay. And the next one related to the one of the major environment problem that does not enter, does not one of the major environment problem resulting from human interference in the nitrogen cycle. So the nitrogen cycle is the important point according to the question. So the human interference, these are all the things, these all problems related to the human interference, but a particular one that does not result due to the does not relate to the nitrogen cycle. So the nitrogen cycle here is the biogeochemical process through which the nitrogen is converted into many forms. So the nitrogen is the important factor. And the first option, the global warming due to the release of nitrous oxide. In the question, the option also is given the nitrous oxide. So it is correct, or it is related to the nitrogen cycle, or one of the major important environment problem resulting from human interference in the nitrogen cycle. And the next one, that is acid rain. Here the acid rain also caused due to the chemical reaction between the sulfur dioxide and the nitrogen oxide. So this also right, the sulfur dioxide and also the nitrogen oxide. Clear? So the acid rain also related to the one, that is the nitrogen cycle. And the next one is the eutrophication. It's the another important concept regarding to the nitrogen cycle. So here the eutrophication, also the nitrogen and phosphorus elements are included, and the process is called eutrophication because the overabundance of nutrients, the eutrophication will come. So anything that is more or less will make problems. So here the more nutrient content will make problems, and also here the phosphorus and nitrogen are the important elements. And the ozone depletion, that the one that caused due to CFC, that is the chlorofluorocarbon. So the thing or the major environment problem that does not result to the nitrogen cycle due to human interference is the ozone depletion. Clear? And the next one, that's for you, the question regarding to the ozone depletion. The not one of the prime health risk associated with the greater UV radiation, ultraviolet radiation through the atmosphere due to depletion of stratospheric zone. Here the stratospheric zone contain the ozone. So the ozone depletion will make problems to the skin and also the other related body parts. But the question asked is the prime health risk, not one of the prime health risk. So the increased skin cancer, reduced immune system, increased liver cancer, damage to eyes. These all are part of the problems due to the UV radiation. But the prime health risk, so the prime health risk is important there. So you must answer which of the following is not one of the prime health risk that associated with the ozone depletion. Clear? So answer the question in the comment box. And the next one is a homework question about the Millennium Development Goals. In earlier class, in the last class, we done the Millennium Development Goals, and here there are given the 5 goals, and accordingly you must answer to the chronological order. And promote gender equality, child mortality, maternal health, eradicate poverty, ensure environment sustainability. These all are part of goals, and here the eradicate poverty is first goal here. That we can know what is the first goal in MDG, that is to eradicate poverty. So this is the first one, and the options here C and D. So this A and B will cancel, and then the second one is the promote gender equality. So it is the second goal. So the first one here is the eradicate poverty, and the second is the gender equality. So this is the right option. That is answer D. So for the exam, you cannot done all the ordering. You can select or you can check the one or two options correctly, and then match the following. So it will really help you save your time. Clear? So that's for the day. We end this session with this question, and any queries regarding to this, please ask in the comment box. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.